Hey folks, last night, last night, what I did last night? That's a good question for you. I watched Coming to America, and on Prime Video or Amazon Prime, however you want to call it. It's starring Eddie Murphy, Cena Hall, Leslie Jones, and Wesley Snipes. It's a sequel to Coming to America. Very much the premise is a prince is trying to look true love. I guess in his African nation, you don't choose the one, they choose for you, for your love. But he didn't want that. He wanted somebody that he could talk to. The woman they picked was kind of like, kind of a puppet. She'll do anything he wanted, but he wanted somebody that he could talk to or debate about things. You know what I mean? A strong woman. So he said, I'm going to go to some reason. He goes to New York City, Queens, especially some boroughs, where they're going to call him. And he goes there. And his job is not to look like a king. His job is to be like low key and stuff, but it's very naive how he does it. You know what I mean? Especially, he'll go to Queens, he leaves a bunch of suitcases, and all this stuff gets stolen. The apartment. So he might find the most crappiest apartment this day. So him and his little sidekick went around looking for true love. And he finds true love, and they go back, and they get married, and all that stuff, movie ends. And you gotta see it. It's my favorite 80s movies, one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. God, I hope that's not creating more sound. So, part two comes 30 years later. Everybody's old. And the cool thing about the movie was they bring back a bunch of characters, people play the characters in the original. Even the small parts were back. Even the girl, he tells her to bark like a dog with one foot. She shows up like 3 years later, still barking and hopping with one foot. And it turns out it was the dictator next to his country, played by Wesley Snipes' sister. And he's got ticked off. He broke a promise. And so I guess he said, well, since you found, so that kind of happens. So later in the movie, I guess the rule is because he has like $3. It has to be a male heir for him to come, keep him going. So some witch doctor comes out of nowhere, tells him, "Hey, you got a bastard son." That's what they call him, bastard son. Hey, that's what they call him, okay? And so you gotta go back to America to look for your bastard son. So he does. And goes back to Queens. He goes back to the the barber shop, and because he if you see the original, he plays all those. Him and St. Hall plays all those characters in it, even the Jewish man, white Jewish man, played by Eddie Murphy. Spoiler. And then they kind of help him out to find his son. And basically, what happened was they kind of add some scenes. The scene when they go to a club and they are interviewing a bunch of girls, and they kind of made they kind of do that whole like laser, the CGI make Eddie Murphy and Cena Hall look younger, and they met with Leslie Jones' character at the party at the club. I mean, and then a lot of drugs happen. He doesn't realize he had sex. He thought he was a virgin, and he realized he had sex with her, and then 3 years later he found out, that one night stand. They have a son to help, So they go back. A bunch of stuff happens. There's some good jokes. It's a little bit raunchy, not as raunchy as the original. That's pretty much the plot about. It's pretty much the same thing. He has to do these little levels, to become friends. He has to pass these levels, and he has like a 1 week to do it, or Wesley Snipes' character is going to take over that country. Wesley did a great job. Leslie Jones did a good job. I liked the baby mama and his wife. They become friends, not like rivalries. The character's okay. The movie's okay. I mean, for something on Prime, I didn't pay no more than $7 for it, so I can't really complain about it. But it's nice to see these characters come back. See them, you know, I mean, you gotta be a fan of the original to like it. It only got like 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's alright movie. Not the greatest. You know, a lot better than most of Eddie Murphy's movie the last, 30, since the 90s. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and I hope I hear from you. Don't be shy, because I'm not. Thank you very much. Bye.